Hi, welcome to Weeknight Gamers. I'm Sam. This is our group here that plays RPGs, and we're playing a WESTWORLD-based RPG system that I made up called WESTWORLD. And there are some more rule changes based on the massively long bear combat. So now we will be doing much more dangerous combat where more grit damage happens, and we are not pulling against each other anymore because that just vastly increases the amount of time things take and the probabilities that people won't hit or I will hit, because apparently I'm much better at drawing cards.
I'm Dave. I'm playing Emma Schaefer, and she's a bounty hunter.
I'm Jack. My character is Steven, and industrialist, but my life was a lie.
Name's Kirby, playing Jamie Ming Wing Chen, playing an outlaw robber.
So last time, the group here got stopped on the Black Ridge Limited train into Sweetwater, where things broke down pretty quickly. A group of hosts attacked the train as a train robbery, but their fail-safe protocols were not working, and they did kill humans, quite a few humans. The group here left to find a doctor for the humans that they were with, also assuming that they were humans themselves. And they found a fort called Fort Lewis, and the humans there interrogated them, and they found out that they were all hosts, and that hosts and humans are not quite getting along in the park right now, and there is a person called the Promethean that is leading a revolution of sorts against the humans. And they were approached by one of the Promethean's allies and decided to join the Promethean, last I checked. And their ally Lil Wayne did not want to hurt humans, so he walked off into the sunset. Vincent gave you the location. It kind of pinged in your head when he strummed his guitar of where the Promethean's camp is. It's actually, it's a ways away. You have your horses, so it actually would probably only take like the better part of one day to get there. It is actually past Sweetwater. It does follow the train line that you guys were going, but it's off and in this like a little side box canyon. Are you guys intending to follow Vincent at all, or are you just going to go your own way?
I'd agree with going our own way, just so we can...
Okay. Yeah.
Or if you want, we can...
Follow his direction that he's it's going to be safest.
I mean, just his direction, of course. I guess if we can see a little speck of him all the way over there is...
Do a survival check.
All right.
Wait, do you have survival?
I have survival.
Yeah, do a survival.
Well, I mean, I don't have, but I do.
I have +1.
I would rather you do it.
It's like, I think, am I better?
All right, I got a 0. So.
But of course, I'm bad at pulling cards. Oh, that's actually not that bad. So, red 10.
Yeah, you see his tracks go off for a little while. He's not hiding anything. But you look off into the distance, and you would expect there's enough light out. You would expect to see him. I mean, he's walking on foot. He wasn't particularly running, but you don't see him.
Do I see like tracks at all that we were following?
Yeah, you're following his...
And the tracks just kind of disappear too?
We haven't reached the end of them yet. You just sort of like started to be like, okay, he went this way.
Okay, in particular because I don't have visual range on him at this point, or I can't see him, I want to keep an eye on those in particular for whether they would divert or disappear or whatever happens to them.
Yeah, you follow him for a little while. Then you reach this, there's a cacti, and there's a couple of rocks out here in the desert. Like they just sort of abruptly stop.
The tracks?
The tracks. You see like one last set of like footprints.
Further from where the tracks are, how does the sand and the dust and everything look? Does it look...
Do a look check for me.
Okay. I'm not...
Oh, no.
I'm not the worst, I guess. Red 8.
Red 8?
Yes. Total.
Oh, okay. A red... yeah, that's actually pretty good. So you see like a square where it seems like the top of the sand has not been disturbed at all. But then, like, just around the outline of this square, it seems like something has, like, moved, like, pushed a bunch of the sand out.
I guess I want to start kind of, like, digging around in the sand.
Okay, so, you start digging around...
Where the edges would be?
On the edges, so the square doesn't move. It's, like, plastered down or something, like sand. And then the sand around the edges, you kind of push it away, and you see there is rock underneath, and then there's like just kind of a lip where the fake sand is stopped.
Guys, this doesn't look normal.
Can I look behind the cactus?
Just do a look check, I guess, on the cacti.
Oh.
You get poked by the cactus. You're like looking at it and just like, oh no!
I think the cactus moved, guys.
I mean, you moved.
No, it was the cactus. I saw it with my own eye.
Like,
That's not poked.
okay, we live in a strange world here at this point, but cacti don't move.
Tell that to me.
That is exactly what I am doing. You're just clumsy.
You guys are examining these cacti.
Yes.
None of you seem to find anything particularly different about the cacti.
Yes.
What if it's the ground around the cactus?
Well, I mean, I did find that weird crack in the ground that doesn't make any
I
sense.
throw my crowbar in there.
All right, go ahead
How
and
the hell are you carrying around a crowbar?
Because of my
Crazy person.
thing that Sam's gonna tell you
All
about
I
right
got
now.
is
because
tobacco.
he chose tools of the trade, so he's a burglar or a scoundrel, and the tools of the scoundrel trade are crowbars, lockpicks, things like that. He's essentially the rogue of the group.
Just furthering my lack of trust that I have in you.
It's fine.
So go ahead and
point
do
out
a
it's
move
suspicious.
check.
Move.
Yeah.
Move. Oh man. Got a red. Yeah. Got a black 6.
A black 6.
Yep. I only got a +1.
Okay.
4 in a row.
Like you just like stick it in there and you're like trying to jimmy it. It barely like moves an inch, but it moves. It can move. You move it enough to know that it can.
I'm gonna start looking back by where the footprints stopped to try to find something of that might moving stuff around, see if I can find anything.
They went to the cacti and then they went to the
the
square.
cacti and then back.
They went to the square and stopped.
I mean, can
Back
I
to
start
the
looking at
cactus.
the cacti again?
Yes. Take another examine check of that cacti.
Okay.
Of those cacti.
Okay.
All right.
That would be a red 8.
Yeah, I mean, ready. Oh, it went down.
Yes, I have a -1 in exam.
Okay. So you take a look at it, and you notice that some of the little needles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take a look at it, and I'm gonna cut that part where I couldn't remember the word. You take some of the needle. You notice that some of the needles are missing, like in a little like hand-sized like spot on the back of the cacti. But they're not pulled out like the ones where he got stuck in his face.
It into me. No,
Yeah.
I into it.
However you want to
Trust me.
say it.
Trust me, I know these things. It came to me, not the other way around.
Okay.
I guess I'll put my hand onto it.
Okay. So you put your hand onto it, and like this little panel opens up, and there's just like a little. It's not a crank, but it's like a. It's just like a lever that goes like a 35-degree angle, so it goes. Like
Okay.
that.
Let's do it.
So you just crank it open, and this little like. It's like a hut, but you're used to seeing like wooden materials, and this is obviously like a full-on metal constructed, and it just rises out of the ground, and like some of the sand is pulled up with it, and just sort of like falls down. And there's a little door with a valve on it, and you go up, crank it, and it just opens up. And on the inside, there's just one more of those like 35-degree cranks on the inside, but nothing else. It just stopped. It's just like this hut, and it's got like a metal flooring.
I mean, I guess I'll flip the crank.
Yeah. Once you guys
We're already this far in.
yeah. Once you guys
No sense in being cautious at this point about it.
yeah. Once you guys all get in, you just do, and then you can feel it lowering. And you open the door on the other side, and there's a right and left. There's just like this. You haven't seen this material before, but it's like a concrete pathway, and it goes to it continues on the way that Vincent was going on one way, and then the other way back, and there's like a little plaque that says like Sweetwater this way, main base this way, and it has a couple other things like personnel base, transport, blah blah blah, things like that.
Is there an exit sign?
No, not exactly. I mean, the other one says like, entry point is basically where you came from, where the Black Ridge one had started. But you notice that like, as solid as most of this concrete pathway is, there's actually like a little bit of water on the bottom of this. It's kind of damp. Some areas are pooling more than others. It wouldn't really be more than an inch in any particular spot, but it's a little bit damp down here.
What was the lighting like?
It has like these like strips of lighting, so it's like fluorescent lighting.
Okay.
It's nothing that you guys have really seen before.
I mean, is it like kind of dim or is it like well lit?
It's a little dim, but it's not like inhibitively dark.
So you're saying we would be like in the middle, and all around us is this concrete.
So you basically are like this little shack. Elevator has gone down, and then there's a path each way.
I want to like just test the ground with my crowbar.
Yeah, it's really hard actually.
Okay.
Guys, I'm starting to think we should have had whatever discussion about our future plans are before we did this. But it's a little late for that.
Can we, I guess, tell which way Vincent went?
Do another survival check.
Yeah. Look for any. Oh boy.
What did you do?
So you're like looking around, and you didn't realize that you got some of the cactus like spikes in your hand, needles in your hand, and you're like, where? Oh god damn it!
It attacked me again. It came towards me. You saw that, right?
I certainly saw your hands go into your face.
No. You didn't.
It's a sneak
Attacking from beyond.
It's a sneaky cactus.
I have no faith in your ability to track anything.
I think the cactus is after me.
I mean, clearly you're not focusing on the target here.
I thought the
Whereas
cactus
I was
was the
the one who
target.
did follow the tracks here in the first place.
Anybody could have seen footprints.
Do we want to take the path? Do we want to take the waterlogged path to the dry path?
I think it's
They're both a little bit damp,
okay.
and it's not a lot. I'm just mentioning it as it's unusual. It's not like it's a hazard or anything.
Would would the pinging in our heads still show us the way?
Actually, now that you've entered an area, it actually shows you all these different paths underneath, and you see like there's a lot of different hallways. It's like some sort of web underneath the whole structure of the park. Well, you don't know it's a park, but the structure of the area, and it seems like you can see where Sweetwater is, and you can see where this town is, Fort Lewis, and there's all these different pathways that connect all of them underneath it, and it seems like you guys could probably get to the Promethean's camp or Sweetwater within a couple hours if you actually take these shortcuts. You don't have to go through like land and frontier and go through the mountains and whatnot.
Well, seems like a good way to go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
On to Sweetwater.
Start making our way down that way.
Does it say where it goes?
Oh yeah, there's it's like the serpent corridor in the canyon. That's basically what it says. And then there's like ranches A35, blah blah blah. There's like different ranches out here, and then there's Indian camp, blah, like numbered, but they don't have names to them, so they're like kind of pointed off down that direction.
Yeah, I want to try to look for signs of like somebody having been through here recently.
Do a survival check.
Oh,
there you go.
And I've got a +1, so that's a red ace.
Nice. So yeah, you look through here and you actually like look around. There's nothing going into the elevator, but there is actually quite a bit of like movement and activity that has gone down here. But the most recent set of footprints that you have seen like approaching this way don't stop at the elevator. They just keep going down the corridor, and it seems like the most recent disturbance of the area.
Well, if we're trying to follow Vincent, I would say maybe we want to keep on following these tracks then. I mean, we're not positive it's him, but it's either that or we start wandering once we get out of Sweetwater.
Oh, does it look like from the map? Does it look like he's going towards the camp?
You don't have an active ping on where Vincent is, but the camp is further outside of Sweetwater.
If I'm assuming these tracks are him.
Yeah, if you're
the
assuming
direction they're going, does it match
Yeah.
whatever sense of
Yes.
heading we had?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well,
seems
I
like
guess,
a
yeah.
reasonable conclusion to jump to. So yeah, I guess we'll just keep following where the tracks were heading then for a bit, and I'll be more actively trying to notice when they like turn off or do something.
Okay. You guys follow these footsteps for a little while.
Yes.
And there's an outpost 31C, and it turns off to the left, and it follows this little pathway out a little bit. And you actually, at the end of it, there's the elevator, and Vincent's just sitting in the elevator, strumming his guitar. Well, I'm glad all of you decided to join us. Well, not all of you, I guess. Where's the big man?
He walked into the desert.
He can handle it.
Well,
He's somewhere out there.
He
I
took
think he wanted to be a horse.
he took
He
young
wanted to
money
be a
with
horse.
him.
I understand. Well,
Do you? Shouldn't make sense, but
I understand not wanting to be part of someone else's plans. And that's essentially what we're doing here. Is we're bucking plans made for us. Promethean would love to have more of his family, but 3 is more than he had. So
yeah. Sorry. Would you could we sidebar here for a minute? And like, guys, can we go back around the corner a little bit?
He's not gonna leave the elevator.
he's just you can hear him. He's like strumming his guitar.
What?
All right, real quick. So what is our plan here?
I thought
we
we were
were
going
going
through with it.
Okay, just making sure because I didn't know if we actually discussed that at any point.
This is just going to the camp. Like we have no
At
idea what
least
happens after.
hearing him out, figuring out what's going on.
But we can't say no to him in his face.
I mean, we can. Just we might die.
Or we'd have to run immediately.
I'm too pretty to die.
That's cute.
So
You're a man, you wouldn't know.
are we going towards the elevator? Is that what we're doing?
Are we
Yeah,
gonna walk back to Sweetwater and just roam the city?
I was just making sure. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Vincent's tune. He's still playing like the same notes, but the same melody, but like he's changed the chords, so it sounds much happier as you guys join him.
Right, Vince.
Are you ready?
I like your music.
I suppose we are.
Okay.
It's probably a really cool cover or something.
It could be. I don't know. I've never heard a cover before in this land. And Vincent, he just sort of like elbows the switch up, and he's still playing as you guys lift up. But you remember the last one was pretty short. It's just like this one's like, and it takes you a solid like 20-30 seconds longer.
God, we're gonna die.
And you get to the top, and this like little panel seems to slide out of the way, and it opens up inside this box canyon. And you look back as you step out, and this rocks just slide back over, and Vincent will lead you down into the box canyon. And it shouldn't be here, but there's a cathedral in the middle of this box canyon, and there's several other like buildings and structures that are like homes, and it looks like kind of hotels, but you're not really sure why that would be. And there's a small river flowing in and off to the side.
I guess how far does can we see behind us to see if how far Sweetwater would be compared to this?
I mean, like the river has cut a canyon through the mountains here, or the buttes, and so you look back and you can't really see too far before it takes a turn.
Okay. Of things.
Yeah,
The butts.
the butts. Butts all around. Butts for everyone.
Yeah, the second you said buttes, I just went to butts and I was gone.
Yeah. We're in Butt City, guys.
Right? I thought that's where we were.
Butt City.
Yeah, the Butts Canyon.
And as you guys
Makes sense.
are,
There'd be a cult here.
yeah, as Vincent is leading you towards the cathedral, it just has that symbol of fire like above the door. But all of these people they're leaving whatever they're doing to come watch you guys enter, and everybody, as you guys are coming, they all light a candle, and they're very happy. It's not like a morbid thing, but they're happy, and they you can hear some of them go like, "Oh, we have more to our family. Our family has grown by 3 today." Like just various versions of that.
We joined a cult.
Yep.
Vincent, this is a little.
There are women and children. There are men.
There are women and children in cults.
Very well.
Is it harvest season yet? Is that what this is about?
The bees.
I sneak up towards Vincent and like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, we're going to meet the Promethean.
Yeah, I get that part, but what the...
They're just happy that you have joined our family.
He's clearly in on this.
As will the Promethean be.
Promethean think he's God?
No. He's just a man. There is no God.
Just going to a place of worship to go meet him with everybody lighting candles on the way?
Where'd they get the candles from?
Wherever you would normally get candles.
They made the candles. They made the candles.
Gross.
Well, Promethean
It's either that or earwax.
Promethean likes to greet his family in the cathedral. You're welcome to join. I cannot go with you.
Why not?
I've already been in the cathedral. I've already been welcomed in the family. It's time for you to meet the Promethean.
What if I would like you on my side?
That's something you must ask him.
Can
He's
he
not
come
from
out
outside.
and then...
You're only allowed in once?
No, but
Amber?
when he greets his family, he does it privately.
Do you have the fire in the back of your neck?
He lowers his collar, and it's definitely there.
What was it like when you met him?
It's the most eye-opening moment of my life.
Yes, but like what did you see? Like what happened?
It's better if you just meet him yourself. Everything will be explained almost in a moment.
Is there a bathroom somewhere that I can... Or an outhouse?
Do you really need to use the outhouse now?
Yes.
Always.
I drank a lot of whiskey.
Make a deception check.
Well, he did drink a lot of whiskey. You're bad at these things, aren't you?
You find Vincent.
Bad at
Oh, do we take the whiskey with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Vincent.
Got a card still, I assume.
Vincent's
We
like.
probably would have had to ditch that once we hit desert.
Vincent just strums a note, and any sort of feeling that you had to use the restroom is gone. And he's like, "You should be all right now."
And I say, good feelings gone.
That's dangerous. That's a necessary bodily function.
Oh, it's not gone forever, but it's not necessary for us. It will not harm us to hold it for a little while.
Uromycosis poisoning, I'm telling you.
I understand. He'll be fine.
I hide behind him. Emmer.
Who? Oh, Emma. And the doors.
Could go Emmett.
Vincent doesn't touch the doors,
I like Emmer.
but the doors just sort of open.
I'm gonna die. I'm so scared. I think I gotta use the bathroom again.
Alright, well, I guess we'll walk in at this point.
It's fairly dark in there, but you walk in, and the doors behind you.
And we're doomed.
There is a large chair at the front of this cathedral, and there's a obscured figure sitting there. There is, behind this person is a large fire, and it's lighting up the room in a soft orange glow, but it's backlighting the person, so you can't really see the Promethean. My new family is here. It is glorious to meet you. Come closer so I can get a good look.